gentlemen, my name is Max Rudolph, along with Graydell Duncan, and here we are, December 9th, 1985. And whenever we get this far, Graydell, Christmas time, not too far away. It just seems like everything was, the last turkey leg was devoured by the dog outside, and we're talking about Christmas. About this time, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years ago, wasn't it a marvelous time as the household was preparing for Christmas? The ladies of the house started baking some 2 weeks before Christmas with all the goodies.
It was really, really a big occasion. I can remember in my own home, candies particularly were the thing, and they would start a long time in advance, and we would have candies that were both, eaten at home and given as gifts, and that was the only time of year that we had them. Special fudge, that was a cream fudge with nuts, and Levinity that had candied fruits in it, and stuffed dates with fonda and with nuts, and macaroons, fruitcake, of course. Everybody had fruitcake, I think, didn't they? Oh, no, weren't you telling me that you had plum cake?
My mother had, no, not plum cake, Nell's prune cake.
Oh,
and I think I had too much of it the first time she baked it, and I'd never want to see one again.
Well, a lot of people don't like fruitcake, but I just love it. And so...
Isn't it amazing how today we drop by the grocery store and pick these commodities up like a fruitcake? That takes a long time to bake a fruitcake, doesn't it?
On Christmas or special events, sometimes we would have plum pudding with hard sauce, and it ruined it for the kids, to have the hard sauce.
Now, what's hard sauce?
Hard sauce is sort of a sugary white sauce, which was fine, but then they put a little whiskey in it.
Oh, a little nip of the Christmas
cheer. Yeah, a little nip of the
huh?
Christmas. And it just ruined it. So they didn't have to worry about making...
And so it was a real in-depth preparation for Christmas.
Oh, very, very much so. And, of course, you couldn't buy these things today, People go out and they can get everything, but some way, really, maybe it's just because of your memories always make things sound better or remember better than they are, but I don't really think even the best candies are the same as those candies that we, of course, as a kid, everything tasted great, but those candies were really, really special.
I bet you enjoyed licking the spoon and the bowl after it was finished.
There were 3 of us kids, so this wasn't a quiet time who got to lick the bowl. But it was very special. I think I think some people still do it, and cookies too. A lot of people bake cookies. Yes. But then you can get them all frozen. All you do is just chop, 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 and put them in the oven, Yeah. It's not the same.
Well, if you look at it, the wife is working today, has an 8-to-5 job just as the husband, and doesn't have the time to spend...
That's the only way you can afford the cookies.
What you were doing all this Graydell? Were you singing Christmas songs and talking about what Santa Claus would bring you for Christmas? What was the conversation like in the kitchen?
I guess get out, I believe, was the main conversation. You kids get out of here.
Get out of here, leave me alone. That hasn't changed at all.
No, I feel
the cookies might be frozen, but it's still...
Right. I don't believe that. And then you didn't, some way or another, we didn't have quite that much... of refreshments all during the year that they have now. Really the candy is sort of anticlimactic. It's not like this is the time of year you get all these goodies, because you get them all year long to some extent today. But I don't know, it was, to me, it was a very a great big deal part of Christmas. And every year, my mother and I, of course, I never did learn to make this stuff, but she's always going to, here it is, we're getting up there, and she's always going to teach me how to make some of these things, and we're always going to do it this Christmas. Last Christmas, I think we bought everything, and I think we still have it in the house somewhere. We never got around to making it. But it's a big job. It's not something, that you just do. And then also at this time of year, besides all the cooking that was going on, that, of course, maybe it's a little early today, I'm not sure, but people would go out in this part of the country and get their Christmas tree, and it would be a cedar. Mm-hmm. And wouldn't take very long for it to get pretty dried out and bristly,
yes.
you know.
I remember that was a big tradition. I forgot. Normally, it was, I guess, maybe the 2 Sundays before Christmas after church. We would go out to a farmer, a rancher that had some cedar trees, and that was a time my daddy enjoyed so much because my mother would search the entire pasture and come back to the first tree after he cleared about half the pasture.
Yes, right.
But there was nothing that, particularly in Texas, not having pine or anything like that in those days where you could stop and buy a tree.
Right.
There was nothing like the smell of that cedar tree in the house.
No, it was beautiful. And in Killeen, the main, the town itself, their main effort at decorating would be a big tree in the middle of the main intersection, which was Avenue D and what is Gray now, was 6th Street then. Of course, if they put it up now, it get knocked over and nothing flat, but it would be right in the center of the...
Do they have Christmas parades in those days?
No,
like
not that I recall. I don't remember ever seeing a Christmas parade. And Santa Claus now... in different places would come, and up in Temple, maybe there would be Santa Claus, or maybe over in Belton there might be Santa Claus, and you might get taken over there, to see him.
Santa Claus.
But I don't remember him other than I believe occasionally he would appear on Christmas at the church or something.
And I suppose Saturday afternoon around December, whenever you were really doing the holiday shopping, was kind of a special time to go to town to see all the friends and wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
Oh, yes, it really was. It was a kind of a gay time of the year. I can remember a nice old gentleman. I just adored him. And anyway, I ran into him near Christmas one time, and he was I believe, divorced from his wife, and his little girl was out, and wife was out in California. And I said, Merry Christmas to him. And he said, "Oh, sis." He says, don't say that. He says, Christmas is for children, and I don't have any children. And I said, well, don't worry. I said, I'll give you my 3rd child. And he said, now, don't ever say that. He says, do you realize that every 3rd child born in this world is a Chinaman?
Oh, my word. Oh, my word. Oh.
But that was all the population.
Yeah.
But he was just kidding. He had a real good sense of humor, but it is a time for children, and if you don't have children, it is kind of hard.
Oh, I would say so.
Somebody can give me their 3rd child now.
Well, I have a 9-year-old and a 3-year-old, and I tell you what, next Monday, Graydale, I will bring their Christmas list, and I hope all I can say is bring money.
Yeah.
Graydale, thank you so much. Join us again next Monday for Conversations Graydale with Graydale as we end with a little bit of the Christmas spirit.
Jingle bells jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. I love those Jingle bells. Oh, those holiday Jingle bells. Oh, those happy Jingle-bells. I love those jingle bells all the way. Jingle all the way.
Broadcast transmission costs for Conversations with Graydale Duncan are provided through a grant from Connell Chevrolet of Killeen, your gold medal Chevy dealer serving you since 1955. Broadcast transmission costs for Conversations with Graydale Duncan are provided through a grant from Connell Chevrolet of Killeen, your gold medal Chevy dealer serving you since 1955.
And a very pleasant Monday morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Max Rudolph, along with Graydale Duncan. Here we are, December 16th, and Christmas not too far away. Hope you enjoyed last week's program whenever we talked about Graydale's secret recipe for cranberry sauce and, and chocolate fudge and all this type of thing. Today we're going to keep it in the Christmas spirit. And, sometimes you think, well, all the time you think about Christmas being a peaceful, tranquil holiday. But Gray Dell Duncan is here to refute those claims. Back in the 1880s, Christmas in Central Texas was a wild time when the people would shoot up the towns and come into town and have just a real big Christmas party with all the trimmings included, possibly some that came from the flask or the keg as well, to get going in all these carryings on.
What sort of reminded me of this, Max, was